And now, much of what I will say here today, I borrowed it from Dr. Rosemary Sadler, chairperson of the Ontario Black History Society, who is one of my mentors in the area of history. If I forgot to address someone, let me go back a little bit and address the native people of this land. I first want to thank them and their ancestral spirits for allowing us to come here and share their space with them, and for making sure that we make our contribution in making this city a better city for all. I would also like to thank those of European heritage, the Irish, the German, the Jewish people, the Italians, the South Americans, those who came here before we as Africans came. I want to thank them for inviting us to come, giving us places to stay, and becoming part of our family. We also want to thank them very well. Finally, I want to thank our ancestors, those who guided us through the journey from the rough seas, from the Rocky Mountains to this place. And I realize some of it did not make it. But here we are, the descendants and the remnants of that great country, great continent. We are here to continue what they started. And we today affirm and assure them that we will never let that spirit die. And we will build a city that they will be proud of. And we're not only here to build, but we're also here to live. And if you are a Canadian, I can assure you, the African community is ready to work with you in making sure that this place becomes a city on a hillside, where love, respect, and dignity is respected. And we can assure you, we are not going anywhere soon. We will be here. This pledge, I can tell you, I put my hands on my heart and I say, I solemnly promise to be faithful and loyal to this country. So help me God. Why a Black History Month? That's the question. Why a Black History Month? African Canadian children need to feel affirmed, need to be aware of the contributions made by their ancestors, need to understand the social forces which have shaped and influenced their community and their identity, a means of feeling connected to educational experience and their life experience in various regions in this country. They need to feel empowered. The greater Canadian community needs to know a history of the Canadian that includes all of the founding and the pioneering experiences in order to work from reality rather than perception alone. As a people from Africa, deeply rooted in humanity and the respect of human life, with roots dating back in Canada as far as 1603 or earlier. African Canadians have defended, cleared, built, and farmed this country. Our president is well established, but not well known. The celebration of Black History Month is an attempt to have the achievement of Black people recognized and told. We need Black History Month in order to help us to arrive at understanding of ourselves as Canadians in the most accurate and complete socio-historical context that we can produce as a nation. A nation with such diversity, honoring all histories, needing all histories, and sharing all histories, and allowing all voices to be heard and expressed. Black history provides the binary opposite to all traditional history. One needs traditional history to engender a common culture, one needs black history to engender a clearer and more complete culture. When the contributions of African people and African descent are acknowledged, when the achievements of black people are known, when black people are routinely included or affirmed through our curriculum, our books, and the media, and treated with equality and dignity, then, and then alone, there will be no longer be a need for Black History Month. And I hope to see that day. My friends, I cannot stand here and not recognize men and women who pay high price for me to be here today. Here we are today in the 21st century, in the most western part of this great country, where people of African descent are meeting people of this mainland in collaboration of moving forward in the 21st century. And I'm proud that we are here as a living testimony. We are not here because of what we did. We are people who endure. And while we come together to work cooperatively, I ask that we can come together because you are descendants of a mighty continent, but we've taken our eyes off the ball, and these are some of the issues and the problems that we have. But once we are determined as a people, put our heads together, my friend, I can tell you, there is nothing an African cannot do. Long time ago, when the Africans of East Africa, in the area of Ethiopia, Kush Empire, Sudan, they were laying ceramic tiles at the banks of the Great River Nile to stop erosion. This is before the Italians learned how to work with ceramics.
Yes. Yeah.
Long time ago, the Kush Empire was building ships using bamboo. They brought the same concept to South America. They were building the pyramids, embalmment. Today in Africa, there are still royal families who are embalming. You can go there and see it. It's not an illusion, this is reality. And so I'm trying to make sure that we know that we are part of a great empire. And then we can begin to ask ourselves the question, what happened? When your father is a warrior, your great-grandfather is a warrior, when wartime comes, you are called by your grandfather's name to inspire you. As a people, our inspiration is not in the present, it's in the past. But the past is a mirror through which we can see the future. And this is why we need to preserve and interpret our history. The stories you heard about Africa before, I cannot tell you whether they were accurate or not. But thank God, we are here today to tell the story correctly and relate to it correctly. And the Canadian people are ready. They are giving us their ears, their eyes, their presence. They said, bring it on. And I'm glad the mayor is here to be part of that legacy. And I'll make sure that during his tenureship in this city, his connection and African connection will be history. And I'll make sure that history recalls the moment when the people of African descent came together. We stretch our hands onto the mayor and say, Mayor, we are here. We want to work with you to build a city. And I want to make sure that the mayor gives us a place. Make sure he put a statue, something, that when my great-grandchildren come to this city 100 years from today, they can point to that something. It is not enough to come here and live here, die, and be buried. No. You must leave a legacy.
That's right.
If I can borrow a statement from Dr. Molifi Asante, great African-American historian, he said, it is not enough to know, but one must act to humanize his community. So you know, yes, we know. But what do you do with what you know is what is important. And I'm opening my arms up as a member of the African History Library Project, inviting people to come, men and women of knowledge, technically know how. Come, let us build a city. Be part of it. Because history is not only subjective, it is also selective. So if you want to write your history, what is important? Your contribution, you must write that history. And I'm here to make sure, maybe on a micro level, but yes, I will do my part. And I'm inviting you all to come and let us build a city together. I am proud to be an African, and I'm here because some people make it possible for me to be here. Today, I dedicate this evening to great men and women like Andrew Shaft. Underground Railroad fame, and I'm waiting for somebody to call the name. Grand Railroad worker. Nobody's giving me the name. When you mention Underground Railroad, what do you say? Who led the Underground Railroad? Thank you. A woman led slaves from the United States to bring it to where? To find what? Freedom. So therefore, this is the land of freedom. And I've said it before, let me say it again. This is the only country in the Western Hemisphere with a multicultural ministry that allows you to be who you are and still be part of this great country. This is what is good about Canada. No other country can say it. And as Africans, with this opportunity, we don't get half of that. Some of us where we come from. This is what we must take advantage of. And I invite you to actually take part in this country because it is our country. I'm so humbled to be part of this, and I thank you for listening. Thank you.
You are welcome, me.